Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Kim.
And it's part 2 of our article, Pay It Forward with Suspended Classes. Now yesterday, we learned that this idea is about paying for classes that kids can go to. Maybe classes in school, classes after school, but the idea here is you're not paying for the classes for your own kids to go or someone you know to go to. No, you're doing it for people who need it, people who don't have enough money to pay for the classes by themselves. And why are you doing that? Because you want to be nice.
You're a nice person.
That's the reason. Yeah.
That's it. So what was your favorite class in school? Favorite and least favorite?
In school or an extra class after school?
Any of them.
Okay. In school, I think I always liked history. I always thought that was quite interesting, except Canadian history can be kind of boring. So when we learned other countries' history, that was a little bit more exciting. And then after school, well, I did music classes. I played piano and clarinet and then guitar classes. So I enjoyed all of those ones. And those are the kinds of extra classes that someone might pay for if another person doesn't have enough money. How about you?
I think in school I really liked art.
Ooh, yeah.
Art was always fun. You didn't have art.
No.
What's going on over there in Canada?
It was weird, right? Yeah, no art, no music. Anyways, what else did you have?
I think outside of school, probably soccer. Did you have soccer in Canada?
We do have soccer in Canada.
Okay.
There's about 3 weeks in the fall when we play soccer, then it snows and everyone plays hockey. It's a very short season.
I'm learning so much about Canada
right
now.
Absolutely. Now, soccer class, we are the soccer team. Did you actually have to pay money to be on the team, to pay for your
Yeah, you have to
uniform?
pay for your uniform, your shoes,
Yeah.
and some people travel around the state with their soccer team, so it can get a little expensive sometimes.
Exactly,
yeah.
and you know, for families with money, that's great. They can afford it, the kids can go and enjoy it. But for other families who maybe don't have the money, and the kids can be really good at soccer, but imagine being really good, but you can't be on the school team because you can't pay for the uniform or something like that. That would be a very sad situation. That's why it's nice that there are people who will pay it forward with suspended classes to help the kids who would love to take the class, but just don't have the money for it.
All right, so let's find out exactly what suspended classes these kids are taking.
Cool, all right.
In Taiwan, many children in remote areas need help. There's a lack of resources and positive role models there. So, the children often give up learning. They don't see a future for themselves.
Okay, so as we saw yesterday with suspended coffee, suspended meals, and suspended classes in many cases, this is doing something nice for a person who doesn't have the money to pay for it themselves. And you know, that makes a lot of sense. But there might actually be other reasons people might want to look into suspended classes or use suspended classes. As the article begins today, it says, in Taiwan, many children in remote areas need help. Yeah, if you live in a remote area or far away from a big city, you might just not have the things that people in the city have.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
It's harder to get to those things.
Right, it continues. There's a lack of resources and positive role models there. So, yeah, if you're living way out in the countryside, there's not the resources that we have here in the city.
Right, and many of the people who might be experts at certain things, they also aren't there. They also live in the city because the idea of a remote place is basically it's far away from most other things. If we think about a remote town or probably a remote village, we're thinking it's up in the mountains. You probably have to drive for an hour or two to get to even a small town or city. There's just not a lot there except maybe, you know, trees and bears.
But the bears aren't going to come to your classroom and teach you.
But the bears aren't going to teach you how to play the piano, exactly. If it's remote, it's far away from most other things. And also, probably kind of hard to get to that place.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have a remote area would be the phrase. So an area is just a part of a countryside or part of a city or any specific place that you're talking about. So the north area of the city is, of course, the north region, the north part. And remote areas are places where there aren't too many people or things. It's the opposite of a city, which would be an urban area where a lot of people live and there's a lot of things there. For example, Taipei. Remote would be somewhere like out in Nantou in the mountains where there's nothing there.
Exactly. And when we talk about places that are far away and places that have, like in big cities, we might also focus on the different resources they have. In a big city, you'd have lots of resources because resources are things that you can use to do things that you want to do. Okay, when we talk about natural resources that come from the earth, trees that we cut down to make things, oil that we get out of the ground to power engines. Those are natural resources. Also the sun, the wind, we use those resources to make power. And you have your own resources too. Your time is a resource. Your brain, your intelligence, your education can be a resource. And to become smarter, you have resources like libraries or the internet. You can find facts and information. Your teachers at school, these are a resource. Things that you can use or get something from to improve your life or to make your life easier in some way.
Now these are all positive things. Positive just means good. It's the opposite of negative, which is not so good. So if you're a positive person, you're very happy, you're always in a good mood, maybe you look at the bright side of life. In this case, we have positive role models. So a role model, first of all, is someone you look up to. It can be your parents, your teachers, older siblings, maybe even your friends, celebrities, people that are doing things that you admire. And positive role models are good for children to look up to. They're people that are doing good things in the world, that are having a good effect on the world, and for you to look up to them is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you live in a remote place in a very small village far away from anything, you might not have the resources, the libraries, or the teachers to teach you things. You might not have the role models living nearby and saying, I like that person, I'd like to be like them, and I'll talk to them and learn things from them. So, as we get back to the article, what happens in these remote places? So the children often give up learning. I can't study, there's nowhere I can get information or no one to help me and teach me things. So, forget this, I'm just gonna sit at home and watch my TikTok videos or something like that. They just kind of lose interest in it because there's no one around kind of doing it in a way that they can admire and look up to. And then what happens?
Well, it says they don't see a future for themselves. So yeah, a lot of people, if they don't have motivation or support or role models in their friends and family and teachers, they kind of want to give up on learning.
Yeah, what's the point? No one around here does anything like that. I can't do any, I'm not special, right? It can be very easy for kids like that to get discouraged, to have their passion and enthusiasm and excitement just sort of wash away. All right, let's take a break and then we'll be back with more.
Suspended classes are changing that. Now the children can learn to cook, dance, paint, make picture books, and more. When they are good at something, they can see that. The children also learn to believe in themselves. Some even find their purpose in life and go after it. Suspended classes are making life better for children.
All right, so you're in a remote area, you're a student or a young person there, but you don't have resources, no role models to sort of, look up to, and it's quite easy to get discouraged and kind of decide that learning and trying hard and discovering new things, well, that'll never happen to me in this small town.
But here comes the positive part.
Okay.
It says, suspended classes are changing that. Yay. Now the children can learn to cook, dance, paint, make picture books, and more.
Wow, okay. A bunch of really cool, interesting things that kids would like to do. And also notice a lot of those things are things you might not really do at school, or certainly not for very long. You might do it for, a few months in one class, but you don't really have a lot of chance to experience and learn and grow at doing things like cooking or making picture books when you're in a small town with a small school with only a few teachers. So it says when they are good at something, they can see that. Absolutely. You might try something for the first time, and just as you're learning it, it's hard, you don't understand it. You have to have a chance to kind of grow and learn and discover a passion about all sorts of things, especially things involving art and creativity like dancing and painting. Now, dancing is moving your body in rhythm with grace and rhythm to the music. It could be ballet dancing, it could be Broadway jazz, modern dancing, it could be hip-hop dancing, it could be what this is, it could be many types of dancing.
When you say grace,
Yes.
some people have grace.
Yes.
Not me.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
But
And
do
they-
you like to dance?
I do like to dance, but
Okay.
I'm terrible at it.
Okay, well, you don't have to be good. You just have to enjoy it.
Is this good enough?
That's perfect.
Okay. Well, one thing I might be better at than dancing is painting.
Oh, I'm terrible at painting.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My dancing is much better.
Well, I'd like to see that later.
No.
Okay. So painting, when you take paint, got your paintbrush, have a canvas in front of you, and just go crazy.
Or paper.
Or paper.
Yeah.
So you can paint anything you want, something that comes out of your imagination,
Sure.
something that's real life, like a nice landscape, or you could paint a beautiful portrait of Mike if you really wanted to.
Do me dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, I want a painting
It
of
would
me
be a good
dancing.
painting. I like that. So it's just this action of using paint and a paintbrush
Right.
to create something.
So it's kind of like drawing, but instead of using a pen or pencil, you'll always use a brush and some paints, and yes, then your imagination goes wild, and you might end up like Picasso or something like that. He was pretty good at painting.
He was
I
pretty
think.
good at it.
I think I read that in a book somewhere. Yeah, if you're good at something, you have skill. You can do it quite well. When you begin to play the guitar, you probably won't be good at playing the guitar, but if you have lessons and keep practicing, after a few months, you will become better at playing the guitar, and then when you reach a certain level, you'll be able to say, I'm good at playing the guitar. You can start singing, and I will play along with you, and it won't sound bad, I promise. All right, let's get back to the article. The children, it says, also learn to believe in themselves. Yes, you can discover a passion for something, find out that, hey, I'm not bad at this. In fact, I might be quite good at this. And then, of course, you will learn to believe in yourself. This is kind of like having confidence, right? Even though this is strange and it could be difficult, I've done things like this before. I was successful before, so I can be successful again. I believe in myself. I have confidence in my ability.
Yeah, that's why it's important to try a lot of different things.
Right.
So you can find out what you're good at and what you're interested in. Might be something that you don't even expect.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, the article continues. Some even find their purpose in life and go after it.
Wow, that would be great. Yeah. You find your purpose in life. This is sort of like your life goal. It's like, I was born to be a painter, be an artist, to be a great chef, or something like that. Okay, let's see what it says right there. Suspended classes are making life better for children. Absolutely. It sounds like it's giving them a lot of opportunities and experiences that they wouldn't normally get because they live in, remote areas.
Which is not only good for finding your life purpose, but also making you a well-rounded person who's had a lot of experiences and knows a lot of different things and at least tried some things that you might not have tried otherwise.
That's a really good point. Going to school and learning your math and your science and your English or Chinese, well, that's great, but it's also good to have those other kinds of experiences outside of the normal school, like sports and art and cooking and stuff like that. So there you go. Paying it forward with suspended classes. I like the sound of this.
It's a good idea. So remember to pay it forward with your classmates. Can be buying them a coffee, lending them your pencil, anything you want. And be good to each other.
That's right.
What paying it forward is all about.
If you can do it, absolutely. Be good to yourselves, be good to other people, and you never know when paying it forward might come back to also benefit you or the people around you. Because we're all in this together, everyone. Take care. We'll see you back here soon. Until then, bye-bye.
In Taiwan, many children in remote areas need help. There's a lack of resources and positive role models there. So, the children often give up learning. They don't see a future for themselves. Suspended classes are changing that. Now, the children can learn to cook, dance, paint, make picture books, and more. When they are good at something, they can see that. The children also learn to believe in themselves. Some even find their purpose in life and go after it. Suspended classes are making life better for children.
Hello， 我是维尼，很高兴又见到大家了。今天有哪些新单字呢？一起来看一下。今天的第一个生字是 area， 名词，地区或是区域。Which area do you live in？ 你们住在哪一个地区？第二个字是 positive， 形容词是正面的、积极的。那也来学一下反义词，就是 negative， 负面的。例句 ：Stay positive and you can make anything happen。保持正面积极的态度，你想要的事都能够成真。第三个是 dance， 动词跳舞。Let's all dance together， 我们一起跳舞吧。最后这个字 paint。动词是绘画 ，Tom painted a picture of his dog。Tom 呢画了他的小狗的画像。注意这边的 paint 用的是过去式 painted。接着来看一下今天的文法。第一个用语 a lack of 加名词缺少什么什么东西 ，lack 呢在此是可数名词缺乏。John showed a lack of interest in learning English。John 展现出在学习英文方面兴趣缺哦。下一个用语是 give up 放弃，其后呢可以接动名词或者名词。那先看一下接名词的用法。The house was too old, so we had to give up our plans to fix it. 我们放弃了房子的整修计划，因为它实在太老旧了。那接着呢，来学一下接动名词的用法。The boy had to give up playing video games because he was too busy with school. 男孩因为课业太忙的缘故呢，而放弃了打电玩。第三个是 somebody is good at something， 某人擅长某件事。My brother is good at math。我弟弟很擅长数学。另外呢 ，good at 后面也可以加 VING 表示某人擅长做某件事，像是 My dad thinks he is good at cooking。我爸爸认为他做菜很厉害。那今天就学到这边喽，下次见。
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Oliver.
We're going to play a game called Guess the Bear, where each of us has 3 words or phrases on these cards. We're going to read 2 sentences for each, and then we're going to say the word bear instead of that word, and you have only 1 minute to guess all 3. Can you do it?
I'm ready.
All right, let's start the timer. Go! All right, this is one word verb. Amy bared around the room when she got the good news. The second one, the music makes me want to bear into the night.
Dance.
Good, okay. This is, wait, say it again?
Dance.
Okay, this is one word verb, okay? Betty loves bearing on a large canvas. The second one, Greg bears a pretty picture for her son.
Paints.
Good. What is it?
Paints.
Okay.
Painted. Paint. Paints. Draws.
Singular, the original verb.
Paints.
Without the...
Paint.
Okay, good. All right, this is a 2-word phrase, okay? They bared bear fixing the fridge after a series of failures. The second one, Vicky wanted to bear her goal of getting taller.
One more time.
They bared bear fixing the fridge after a series of failures. Second one, Vicky wanted to bear her goal of getting taller.
Give up.
Good. Oh my God,
Oh, wow.
right on the timer.
Great.
Perfect. It was give up.
Whew.
All right, your turn.
All right. Okay, here we go. All right. 3 words. It's a phrase. Lorne shows bear respect towards his elders.
A lot of? Oh, sorry, the second one.
Barry got vitamin D deficiency from bare sunlight.
A lack of.
That's right.
Thank you.
Nice. All right. Now, Mamoru is not from this bear. The bear around the volcano is mostly uninhabited.
Land.
Not quite.
Area.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
One more. All right, adjective. The hiking trip is overall a bear experience for the family. Her bear attitude helps others to not lose hope.
Optimistic.
Kind of.
Happy.
Kind of.
Positive.
Yes!
Yes!
Wow!
Woo!
3 out of 3!
We're so good at this game.
See you next time!